Barack Hussein Obama is an American politician who served as the 44th President of the United States from 2009 to 2017. Born Barack Hussein Obama, August 4, 1961, Honolulu, Hawaii, U.S. A member of the Democratic Party, he was the first African American President of the United States. Obama previously served as a U.S. Senator representing Illinois from 2005 to 2008 and as an Illinois State Senator from 1997 to 2004, and worked as a civil rights lawyer before holding public office. Obama was born in Honolulu, Hawaii. After graduating from Columbia University in 1983, he worked as a community organizer in Chicago. In 1988, he enrolled in Harvard Law School, where he was the first black president of the Harvard Law Review. After graduating, he became a civil rights attorney and an academic, teaching constitutional law at the University of Chicago Law School from 1992 to 2004. Turning to elective politics, he represented the 13th District in the Illinois Senate from 1997 until 2004, when he ran for the U.S. Senate. Obama received national attention in 2004 with his March Senate primary win, his well-received keynote address at the July Democratic National Convention, and his landslide November election to the Senate. In 2008, after a close primary campaign against Hillary Clinton, he was nominated by the Democratic Party for president and chose Joe Biden as his running mate. Obama was elected over Republican nominee John McCain in the presidential election and was inaugurated on January 20, 2009. 9 months later, he was named the 2009 Nobel Peace Prize laureate, a decision that drew a mixture of praise and criticism. Obama's first-term actions addressed the global financial crisis and included a major stimulus package, a partial extension of George W. Bush's tax cuts, legislation to reform healthcare, a major financial regulation reform bill, and the end of a major U.S. military presence in Iraq. Obama also appointed Supreme Court Justices Sonia Sotomayor and Elena Kagan, the former being the first Hispanic American on the Supreme Court. He ordered the counter-terrorism raid which killed Osama bin Laden and downplayed Bush's counterinsurgency model, expanding airstrikes and making extensive use of special forces while encouraging greater reliance on host government militaries. After winning re-election by defeating Republican opponent Mitt Romney, Obama was sworn in for a second term on January 20, 2013. In his second term, Obama took steps to combat climate change, signing a major international climate agreement and an executive order to limit carbon emissions. Obama also presided over the implementation of the Affordable Care Act and other legislation passed in his first term, and he negotiated a nuclear agreement with Iran and normalized relations with Cuba. The number of American soldiers in Afghanistan fell dramatically during Obama's second term, though U.S. soldiers remained in Afghanistan throughout Obama's presidency. During Obama's terms as president, the United States' reputation abroad and the American economy improved significantly, although the country experienced high levels of partisan divide. Obama left office on January 20, 2017, and continues to reside in Washington, D.C. His presidential library in Chicago began construction in 2021. Since leaving office, Obama has remained active in Democratic politics, including campaigning for candidates in various American elections. Outside of politics, Obama has published 3 best-selling books: Dreams from My Father, The Audacity of Hope and A Promised Land. Rankings by scholars and historians, in which he has been featured since 2010, place him in the middle to upper tier of American presidents. Nickname: Barry, Bama, Rock, The One, No Drama Obama, Hair President, Barack H. Obama, B.H. Obama, Bo. Height, 6 feet 1 in. Weight, 180 pounds. On his father's side, he has Kenyan ancestry, while he is of English descent on his mother's side. He also has traces of Scottish, Irish, Welsh, German, French and Swiss German roots on his mother's side. Personal trainer. Barack Obama was considered one of the strongest presidents in U.S. history. He was known to exercise daily and often played basketball to keep himself even more active and fit. And after leaving the White House, he only increased his training regime. Megan Hughes. For his 1979 prom, Obama took Megan Hughes, a student at the Hawaii School for Girls in La Pietra, as his date. The prom picture was published by Time magazine in May 2013. Alex McNear. Obama first met Alex McNear when he was studying at Occidental College in Los Angeles. In 1981. However, he transferred to Columbia University. In the summer of 1982, they reconnected and dated. For their date, he took her to an Italian restaurant in New York City. They tried to maintain a long-distance relationship but couldn't make it work. Genevieve Cook. According to Obama's biography by David Garrow, Obama met Genevieve Cook shortly after graduating from Columbia University. They first met at the New Year's Eve party in 1983. They spent most of the evening talking to each other. For their first date, he invited her to his apartment and prepared a romantic meal for her. It was also revealed in the book that they didn't spend much time getting intimate as they had intercourse themselves on the first date. It was also alleged that they used cocaine and marijuana during their relationship. They were about a year and a half before splitting in June 1985. Michelle Obama. Barack Obama first met Michelle Robinson at the law firm of Sidley Austin LLP. The company had assigned 25-year-old Michelle as a mentor to Barack, who was 28. About a month later, Obama decided to interview her. But she wasn't interested because she found it difficult because of her work equation. Eventually, however, she gave in and he took her to lunch at the Art Institute of Chicago. Then they went for a walk and watched the Spike Lee film Do the Right Thing. They got engaged in 1991 at a dinner to celebrate Obama's passing of the bar. At the end of the meal, the waiter came with a dessert and there was a ring on the tray. He just got on his knee and proposed. In October 1992, they were married in a small and romantic wedding ceremony. In his marriage vows he promised an interesting life instead of all wealth and luxury. In July 1998, she gave birth to her first daughter, Malia Ann Obama. Their second daughter, Natasha Obama, was born in July 2001. Barack Obama facts. His first name means blessed by in Arabic. In 2006 he won a Grammy Award for Best Spoken Word for the audiobook version of his autobiography, Dreams About My Father. He won his second Grammy Award in 2008 in the same category for his book, The Daring of Hope. He is the first U.S. president to be born in Hawaii. He is also the first president born outside of the contiguous 48 states. Growing up, his father was largely absent from his life. When he was just 3 years old, his father moved back to Kenya and only visited Barack once on Christmas Eve 1971. Due to the years he spent in Indonesia, he was able to speak fluent Indonesian as a child. During this phase, his stepfather also taught him the importance of resilience. As a teenager, he experimented with alcohol, cocaine, and marijuana to discover himself. After graduating from Columbia University, he spent a year as an author and finance scholar at Business International Corporation. In his freshman year at Harvard Law College, he was appointed editor of the Harvard Law Review and was named president of the journal the following year, making him the first president of black descent in the publication's history. His appointment as president of the Harvard Law Review brought him his first national exposure and earned him a publishing deal for his first book. In 1992 he was appointed adjunct professor of constitutional law at the University of Chicago Law School. In 1996 he was appointed senior lecturer. In all, he taught at the prestigious university for 12 years. In 1994 he was elected to the board of directors of the Woods Fund of Chicago, which funds the Developing Communities Project. He retained the position until 2002. In 1996, Obama began his lawmaking career by being elected to the Illinois Senate after winning Illinois' 13th district. He was re-elected in 1998 and 2002. In January 2003 he officially announced his candidacy for the U.S. Senate. He was able to win in November with over 70% of the votes. In February 2007, he announced his candidacy for President of the United States in front of the old state capitol in Springfield. This is where Abraham Lincoln delivered his iconic 1858 House divided speech. He ran against Hillary Clinton to win the Democratic Party's nomination, but given Obama's better planning and fundraising skills, Clinton decided to surrender and officially endorse him in June 2008. In the 2012 U.S. presidential election, Obama became the first Democratic president since Franklin D. Roosevelt to win a majority of the public vote twice. Obama has often been criticized for creating a vacuum in atmosphere that encourages ISIS to grow in Syria by weakening the legal government of President Assad while arming the rebels. It was established that ISIS had emerged from these rebel groups. In July 2015, he managed to negotiate a deal with Iran that would stop the Arab nation from acquiring nuclear weapons. In return, the Obama administration lifted a number of sanctions and also provided financial relief. In March 2016, he became the first sitting U.S. president since Calvin Coolidge in 1928 to visit Cuba as part of an official delegation. Pope Francis was used as a mediator for the negotiation process. In May 2016, Barack received the award, becoming the first sitting U.S. president to visit Hiroshima, Japan. He also paid tribute to the victims of the bombings at the Hiroshima Peace Memorial Museum. In October 2009, it was announced that the Norwegian Nobel Committee would honor President Obama with the Nobel Peace Prize for his efforts to strengthen international diplomacy. A 2018 poll by the American Political Science Association ranked Obama 8th in the list of America's greatest presidents. In 2017, it was announced that the Obama Presidential Center would be built in Chicago's Jackson Park. This proposed presidential library would be hosted by the University of Chicago. Obama has often been criticized for ordering military involvement in Libya without following due process. The fact that Muammar Gaddafi's fall led to the emergence of violent city-states doesn't help either.